This is Volvo VNL Truck Factory. The production process for the second generation Volvo VNL starts in the press shop. After the basic frame of the truck cab is molded, it continues to the welding shop. Here, as you can see, it is mostly robots that work. This part of production is often called the robot dance. Robotic arms and moving belts are preferable in the factory in terms of price and reliability. However, there are parts of the welding cab that are worked on by workers. The second generation of the Volvo VN truck was unveiled in early 2024. It consists of the flagship VNL and regional VNR. You can buy it in both diesel and electric versions. You'll pay around $130,000 for the latest version of this truck. The final price will vary greatly depending on your configuration. Every new truck model is just like a human being, unique, and requires product-specific tools. In the cab plant, the sheet steel is shaped in 340 new presses. In one single year, they will produce 8 million parts for the new Volvo VNL. Each part is pressed in several stages as this improves the fit of the cab's panels when they are put together. This assembly process is carried out with the help of more than 400 robots. They move with silky smooth precision throughout the factory. We will now move together to the section called pre-paint. Next, there will be paint shop. First, the cabin must be immersed in a corrosion-resistant bath. Here, the first protective layer is applied. It has to get everywhere, so the truck cab is literally immersed in the protective paint. This worker will apply a special protective solution for the joints and future screws. The first color spray is now being applied by robotic hands. This is the most environmentally friendly solution, as well as the cheapest. Behind each robot is an advanced computer program that tells it exactly what to do and when. The whole process starts with the customer, who can choose from over 800 different colors that Volvo Trucks currently has in its color bank. Despite the huge variety on offer, by far the most popular choice is white. There is enough paint in here for 2 to 3 days of production. Today, each cab requires 4 liters of paint, half the amount used just 10 years ago. After the cabin is painted to the desired color, quality control comes next. Here, trained staff will check for any mistakes or problems with the paint. While the cab is being painted, the wheels are attached to the chassis. The wheels are attached by Volvo factory staff. They must not take too long. The faster they have it, the better. As you can see, there is no mandatory dress code at the American Volvo factory. Workers can wear plain t-shirts and caps as they please. And they use these special drill bits to attach all the bolts at the same time. And cranes are used to move the entire chassis and wheels. Nice and easy. The worker can walk freely next to the chassis. After that, the giant engine is lowered by crane onto the chassis and fixed to the truck frame. The procedure is then that the engine is attached to the chassis with wheels, and then the finished truck cab is lowered again by crane onto the engine. Immediately after mounting the Volvo truck engine, the front grille is attached. Finally, we take a look at the main assembly line of the new Volvo VNL long-haul truck. Staff prepare the cab for the main assembly line by removing the dashboard plate and the front lid. The cab is then fed into the main assembly line, where it will move at a speed of 1 meter per minute. The cab will pass through 60 different workstations, where personnel have an average of 6 minutes to complete their tasks before it moves to the next station. Each has been carefully designed and structured to ensure maximum efficiency and speed, with all the necessary tools and parts located as close and conveniently as possible. Safety and ergonomics are also paramount, with with staff provided with plenty of lifting aids and support. All stations are built so that anybody can work on them. The assembly line is formed according to a fishbone structure. One main line through the middle, with smaller pre-assembly lines for larger modules along the sides. When it comes to the dashboard, there are even pre-assembly lines for the pre-assembly. Individual components are put together to make small modules, which are then assembled into a complete dashboard that is then slotted straight into a cab on the main line. An average cab will consist of between 800 and 950 parts. However, there are around 4,000 different part numbers, and with so many different specifications, virtually every cab is unique. The process is exceptionally complex, designed to limit the risk of human error. For example, to ensure parts pickers collect the right parts for each cab, a system of lights indicate which parts are needed for the next cab. Once everything has been collected and moved to the main line, the parts picker simply presses a button for the next sequence of lights. So this is how you install a bed in the cab of a truck. As you can see, it's not a big deal. Here, the truck cab is lowered by crane onto the finished chassis with the engine. This part is called the marriage. It is a very important element of the truck production process. Everything has to work smoothly. The technical solutions, production planning, delivery of material, and operators' way of working. It all has to be perfect. Optimized aerodynamics and new technologies have improved fuel efficiency by up to 10%. A variety of new active safety systems are offered with the new truck, including Volvo Active Driver Assist Plus with Pilot Assist, which provides active lane centering. This system is powered by Volvo Dynamic Steering, which improves maneuvering at all speeds, including more controlled backing, and increases stability at all road speeds. The design of the all-new model, with upgrades such as digital mirrors and a full digital dash display. Diesel powertrain options of the new truck will include the 10.8-liter Volvo D11, 12.8-liter Volvo D13, and 14.9-liter Cummins X115, limited only to the VNL. It will continue to be manufactured in the new River Valley plant. Please let me know what you think of this new Volvo truck, and if you like it better than the older version.